Very good morning. Welcome to Chartbusters. Well, this is a show where we'll highlight all the buzzing stocks. As we speak, the Nifty is doing a relative outperformance. You take a look at what's going on in the Asian markets. We're opened up to a sea of red, but some of those markets have recovered from the low point of the day. And the Nifty, a relative outperformer. One could say that maybe, in fact, yesterday we saw, we factored in some part of that fall. We ended with a cut of around 100 points. But good to see that the Nifty is as flat as can be.
It is as flat as it can be. And, it's the oil prices, lower oil prices helping us. Perhaps yesterday the decline was on account of higher oil prices. Yeah. So now oil goes down. Whether we go up or not, it's important to see what's happening in the mid-cap space, though. Yes. That one's underperforming, down about 0.75% as we speak, more declines than advances. And when that happens, the broader sense that the street gets is maybe there could be some lower levels coming for the frontline index. We're still about 100 points away from the 20-day moving average. Let's see what happens to the mid-cap index at the low point of the day.
I'll be looking at the Indian rupee as well very closely, because we have been seeing that the dollar index has moved to around that 97.5 odd mark. But the Indian rupee, one would expect, with the kind of strength we've seen on the dollar index, the rupee could have been a tad bit weaker. But that's telling you that, the market believes that all will be well between the Government of India as well as the Reserve Bank of India. And in terms of, the deficit worries as well, that seems to be receding as well. And that's precisely what the rupee is telling us, the strength that we're seeing out there, 72.5 when you have the dollar index at 97.5.
Absolutely. So these are things we will keep an eye out on. But first up, all the top stories that we're tracking this morning. Coal India is the one that's gaining in trade after adjusted margins come in line with street expectations. Macquarie maintains outperform. They see an upside risk to earnings, but say valuations suggest a limited downside.
And Eicher Motors is a % higher today after the second quarter numbers missed street estimates, but Jefferies maintains a buy despite the near-term headwinds, while Macquarie cuts its target price to 30,000 from around 37,000 rupees earlier.
Oil marketing companies are the top gainers on the Nifty today. Brent slips back below the $70 per barrel mark as fears of a slowdown in demand resurface.
And aviation stocks like Interglobe as well as SpiceJet, they too gain as crude prices recede. Remember, Jet Airways sees a 2% gain despite the higher than expected losses in the second quarter.
Key results today. Sun Pharma's second quarter top-line growth is seen in low double digits, while margins expected to remain steady at 22%. For Tata Steel, analysts expect India and Europe EBITDA per ton to see a big surge backed by high global steel prices.
Well, Wokart's not feeling too well. Not too great news coming out of there. The US District Court has invalidated a patent in the prostate cancer drug that's Zytiga, and on the back of that, the stock is down 6%. That's an alert that we're coming in, that cnbc TV 18 is bringing in for you. Zytiga, in fact, is a $1.8 billion opportunity. And on the back of that, the stock is seeing selling. Remember, the second quarter numbers did appear fairly good, coming on a low base, double-digit top-line growth. You had margins that expanded as well. It included a forex element. But for the time being, the stock is giving back all the gains we saw yesterday on the back of that news. Yeah,
an exaggerated decline could also be on account of, a fair amount of long unwinding, because yesterday we saw a sharp amount of open interest on Wockhardt after that up move came by. So with a bit of a decline, maybe the longs are running for cover, so which is why we're seeing that sort of 7% decline. The US District Court invalidating a patent drug. And the size of the drug, pretty sizable, $1.8 billion.
Well, Wockhardt moves to the low point of the day, not feeling too well today. But let's find out about what's the trade on the Nifty. If you bought the morning dip, you'll be making some good money as of now. But what's the trade from here? Ashwini joins us. Hi, Ashwini. Good morning. Where as flat as can be, would you be looking to buy into the Nifty at these levels?
See, the problem with causal analysis is that you assume because X has happened, Y should happen. In fact, if you look at it the other way, at $69 crude, you can't get the bank Nifty into the green. One bank is now higher. The Nifty next 50 is down almost 1%, minus 250 points. I think this is the time to sell. The market is giving you clear indication that even despite so much good news, you can't go back into the green. So this is time to be cautious. All your NBFCs are lower. All PSU banks are lower. So what's the market telling you? That even good news is not taking it up. So this is a time to sell. There is no follow through beyond 10,500. So my sense is there's a global slowdown which is now overpowering all these, day-to-day type good and bad news. And that way, the market is giving you a nice opportunity to get short despite, the 600 points lower close on S&P. Having said that, DHFL is a sell with a stop of 236, target of 220. Shriram Transport is a sell with a stop of 1190, target of 1155. And Godrej Industries a buy with a stop of 475, target of 500.
Right, Ashwini, a word on the pharmaceutical space. Right now, we've seen a sharp knock on Wockhardt. Aurobindo Pharma not doing too well as well. Strides at the low point of the day. And we have Sun Pharma too, which is at the low point of the day. Is this a shorting opportunity or maybe stay away from pharma?
See, everything is going to come off. So today what's happened is banks didn't go up, but IT and these spaces, pharma, which were doing well yesterday, they have now started to come under pressure, and that is likely to put the Nifty under pressure with a rupee which is getting stronger. I think these rupee sensitives also are ready for a downside.
Right, Ashwini, thank you so much.